The holidays are upon us, so let's jump into the 2024 comic book gift guide. Hey Internet, I'm Chris, and this is a place on the internet where I talk about comics, movies, games, and things I'm generally passionate about. One thing I'm super passionate about is the holidays. I love giving gifts, I love receiving gifts, I love Thanksgiving, Christmas, and I'm sure you guys all love that too. And being around family, seeing them open their gifts and being around them, and also thinking of really thoughtful things. So I thought I'd put together a list for that comic book fan in your life so that you can get some ideas and possibly find something for that person in your life. So we're going to jump into a couple things, and I'll try to split it into categories so that you can know whether it's fashion, toys, actual comic books. Some of them will sort of veer into more geekdom than comic books, but I think they still sort of apply when it comes to things. So first, we're going to jump into fashion. So that's clothes. That's that easy thing. Let's get some pajamas. Let's get a hoodie. I'm wearing a Batman hoodie right now. You can't really see it, but the back of it has a Basquiat Batman and Robin. Actually, I think this one's the Joker. So yeah, we're going to jump into that. And for that DC fan in your life, or that Batman fan, Kith has just released a Batman 85 collection. Now, with this, a lot of it's sold out because it's a surprise drop, but there's still a lot of shirts there. There's skate decks, there's chairs. So if you have a huge Batman fan in your life, this is a good way of getting them some exclusive merch that, once it's gone, you'll never really be able to get it again. And the value of it's gonna go up. So make some money, also get them something cool. And then one thing I've been on, especially as a DC fan myself, is the DC Shop. So if you go to DC Shop's website, they actually have a gift guide for him, her, kids, and there they have a lot of things like t-shirts. They have the official DC hat with the new logo. They even have Superman merch from the movie coming out next year. And if you're excited for the start of the DCU, they have Creature Commandos merch. And what's cool is that they have other things like trinkets, aprons, all the kind of things you'd really like. I would say DC does a pretty good job with their shop of having a bunch of different things. And jumping into Marvel, and the reason I sort of made that comment is Marvel doesn't do a great job with this because their shop is run through Disney. Obviously, that's their parent company, but the Disney shop is kind of unorganized. It's hard to kind of go into the Marvel section, but if you do, there is a lot of stuff, especially for kids, PJ sets, slippers. A lot of the merch there is geared towards the MCU. So if you have a fan, a family member or friend or someone in your life that's a big fan of the MCU, it's a great way to kind of get something really quick. If they're a comic book fan, not the best place, especially when it comes to those sort of things. You might have to go to a different company to get some real comic book tees and stuff like that. I in person, I always go to Forbidden Planet here in NYC. I think they have a website, but a lot of those shirts are not there. So Marvel doesn't do a good job of it, but it's pretty easy to get some Marvel stuff when it comes to clothes. You can literally walk into Target. I think there at Target, they have some fantastic comic book tees. I've gotten an X-Men 97 shirt. If you go in there, during the summer, they had X-Men stuff with Deadpool and Wolverine coming out, so you could always pop into Target. They have some really great stuff, PJ sets, and then also t-shirts. Then if there's someone in your family that's more of an indie comics person, I am a huge fan of Ghost Machine. I've talked about it a lot in my podcast. I've gotten a chance to interview a lot of the creators there. I actually also have a lot of Ghost Machine merch myself. If you look behind me, there's a Junkyard Joe right there. With Ghost Machine, they have a shop online where you could buy merch, and they're always publishing they have the new Hornsby and Halo and Rockefeller hoodies, and right now they're running a sale, so you could get some really cool stuff. And I would say get in on the ground floor in this. I was at New York Comic Con this year, and I probably saw more Ghost Machine merch than I saw of DC, not Marvel, because Marvel is always king, but it was interesting to see that an indie label like Ghost Machine was able to have that kind of interest. So it's a really great way. And it's great because with Ghost Machine, if something comes out like a Hornsby and Halo and stuff like that, they send things immediately to Threadless. So it's not like something where you might really love a book or something like that, and it's like, oh my god, I really wish there was Rockefeller's merch or Hornsby and Halo. Literally every book that they sell or character that they have, there's something on the Ghost Machine store for it. So I think it's well represented. And then on the other end, this is more popular and, I think above indie, but with Invincible, if you are a big fan of the Invincible series, the comic books, or the TV series, Skybound has a really great website with Invincible hoodies. They're always running sales. They also have Invincible toys on that website. So check them out. It's a really great one-stop shop for all of those things. Now we're going to jump into the books. With the books, I'm going to talk about a few things. Mostly, I'm going to try to talk about things that are a little bit more affordable. I think really great gifts. Some of them might be even stocking stuffers when it comes to some of the stuff we're going to talk about. So first, I'm going to talk about DC Compact Comics. These are $9.99. You don't have to look for a sale or anything like that. And they collect some of the greatest DC stories of all time. Right here, I have Batman Court of Owls. As you can see, it's well loved. I even have it signed by Scott Snyder, which is pretty cool. So that's dope. But yeah, if you have a fan of DC stuff, they're a great line. They're coming out with new stuff. So you could get a couple for that DC fan in your life. And then on the Marvel end, I would say they don't have a compact line like DC. They're coming out with something newer, but it's like $15 to $20, which I don't think it's out yet. But Marvel does a great job of collecting their big and iconic runs in omnibus form. DC does it too. So I think if you have a comic book fan in your life that you know what their favorite comic book is or their favorite comic book artist or writer or series, I think it's great to look up and see if they have an omnibus for it. Like if you go to Amazon, you could get omnibuses for as low as $50. I have a couple behind me. I have like Animal Man, Batman by Grant Morrison, Flash. I don't think any of those you see right there I paid more than $100. Some of them retail for over $100, but you can find them on Amazon or a great site like Organic Price Books, and it's a great way to kind of show your love to that person. And I think it's a really thoughtful gift, and it's a great way to kind of collect all the art together, and it's something really cool. I am starting to get more and more into omnibus collecting myself, so I think something that is a little different than, let's say, like a trade paperback or a hardcover. It goes that little extra for a gift. And then we're going to go into the manga side. So on Amazon, they have some really great deals on manga box sets. So you could get the My Hero Academia 1 through 20 chapters. You could get those volumes. You could get them all for about like $78. And the retail is close to $200 on that. So if you have a fan that, and especially with My Hero, the reason I bring that up is because I think that is one of the greatest superhero stories of all time. So if you have a superhero fan, a manga fan, or anime fan, or just someone that loves good storytelling, I think the My Hero Academia box set is a great option. And they also have the One Piece one at a similar discount. And when it comes to One Piece, it's one of the most popular mangas and animes in the world. So I'm sure there's a One Piece fan somewhere in your life. And it's something, the box looks awesome. So even if they don't read it, it's a cool thing to kind of have around the house. Now, this is a digital gift, and I think sometimes it's a little weird to kind of give digital gifts, but maybe a gift card to DC Infinite or a Marvel Unlimited or Global Comics. These are all great digital platforms where people can have access to a lot of comic books. So if you want to go a little bit extra, I would say that's a really good option. I read a lot of digital comics, and all of those subscription services I have, it's a great way to kind of dive into the history of comics, some series you might have missed or not pulled when they're coming out on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. Now we're going to get into the fun part, the toys. I love collector's toys, and I think toys sadly has become a adult thing because they're so expensive, sometimes so exclusive, but we're going to get into some things that I'm really excited about this holiday season. First, something I would love to own but probably can't afford this holiday season is the Robinson Optimus Prime. So this figure is about like $500 to $600. The reason it's that expensive is that it actually transforms. It is dope. It is cool. It uses voice commands, and it's Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime is having a moment. We had Transformers 1 this past year. The Transformers comic is fantastic by Daniel Warren Johnson. So it's a really great way, a one-on-one kind of experience, a toy. If if the person you most love in the world is a Transformers fan, this is the best gift, I think. And then something I'm probably going to buy myself is the Marvel Legends Green Goblin replica helmet. I have a couple helmets. You could see right behind me, I have a Magneto. I have a T'Challa from Black Panther. To the side, I'm probably not getting it in the camera, but there's a Mandalorian helmet. All of them are Hasbro Legends. And they're pretty affordable. I think the Green Goblin one is $125. There is a possibility it might go on sale, even though it just came out. And then as a really cool accessory, you can get a pumpkin bomb for $40 that it makes sounds and sadly doesn't explode, but it's as close as you can get to a real pumpkin bomb from the Spider-Man movies. I love those films, and I think it's a really cool. As soon as I saw it was announced, I'm like, I'm getting that some way, somehow, even though I have way too many replica helmets in my house. And then on the DC side, you have stuff like the McFarlane DC Multiverse line, which is really great. I have a couple of their figures. Here is Blue Beetle. You could get some right now on Amazon for really cheap, as low as like $10. And they're really detailed. They have a lot of characters that are some people's favorites that are a little bit more obscure. McFarlane doesn't do a really good job of representing female characters in the DC universe. But if you love Batman, there's about 200 DC multiverse Batman. So for the Batman fan in your life, you can get that, which is really cool. And then on the Marvel side, Marvel Legends, those are pretty affordable, about like $20 to $25. Right now, you can also find them on Amazon at deep discounts, depending on what it is. The good thing about Marvel Legends is that they do a good job of balancing both like the Marvel Cinematic Universe toys and then also some direct comic book stuff. So you can find stuff that is closer to the comic books, while if you have a person in your life that's more of a MCU fan, there's that as well. That's my holiday gift guide. Again, this is something different that I wanted to try because I was putting together some Christmas lists and also shopping for my family. So I wanted to know what people were thinking about, show off some things that I had found. But yeah, let me know what you think. What are you going to get for the comic book geek in your life? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace.